everybody, it's Christine. It's day 15 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. Today's sketch is a double page layout. It is by Shawn Lahr, L-A-H-R, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 photos plus basically 2 more, so 11 photos. And I had to really kind of think about what kind of an event or something that I might have, and I did have a ton of Big Bend pictures. So I went through my phone, and we went to Big Bend a few years ago, and what am I doing here? I was trying to organize myself. Well, y'all, I had these all laid out. Oh, here's my horizontals. And so, because the other thing is, too, you had to have, like, because the sketch, you know, you get your horizontals. I've got this 4x6. I've kind of got that organized, and I'm imagining, what am I trying to do here? This is one of the vertical 4x6s. I think this is one of my vertical 4x6s. And then I'm thinking these will be the 4x4s. And then these will be like the circle pictures. So that's kind of what I'm imagining. And what I pulled out is Vicki Boutin, because I've kind of said this before. I feel like she's just very like nature-y, you know. So I pulled out black cardstock because I want to use that as a base. And then I have these 2 little wood grains that came out of Print Shop, I believe. And then I have this little yellow piece here that came out of All Good Things. Just so y'all know, I got a, was it a mystery box or something from Peacecraft Love. You could buy like a Vicki Boutin, I think she called it mystery boxes, and she's got them on her website. So I'll try to put a link down there if I'm thinking about it, so you can go check it out. But I got a whole Vicki Boutin set, so I had a bunch of papers and stuff in it. Now these ones came from a pad I have. This is a Print Shop pad, but these ones came from a little, or this one came from a little pack I got from her. But then I'm thinking this will be the stripe that's kind of top and bottom. So that's what I'm starting with. I'm not going to lie, y'all. This was, looking at these layers and stuff, just, I struggled to like visualize. I was going, okay, where are my layers? You know, I can see the stripes pretty easily. And then I'm thinking this is kind of a big piece. And then I'm thinking this might be like a vertical, you know, strip is what I'm kind of thinking. So, and then there's some journaling spots here too I'm going to have to work with. Yeah, I'm kind of imagining that. So, but I don't know. For some reason, my brain was having trouble. So let me get to, whoop, there's the doorbell. I'll talk to y'all soon. Okay, you guys, quick check-in. Again, just to refresh us on our sketch here. So I got my 2 4x4s, 2x4 2 4x6s, a couple little circles, 5x3s, and a 4x6, right? And I've cut all my photos in those sizes. So here's my 5x3s, my 4x6s, my 4x4. I got my circle. I went ahead and did this because I know this is the part that's going to go off the side. And then I have that. And then here's kind of what I'm thinking from a pattern standpoint, okay? This is just to revisit. Honestly, some of this is from my own mind. I like this black, so I'm definitely going to try to keep this going on here. And then what I found was, I think I'm going to mount this photo here because it has a bigger mat. Sorry, my voice is frogging here. But I found this here, and she's got, in the sketch here, it looks kind of like little middle pieces to me. So I'm going to use this because I can turn them. I'm going to cut, I think, 2 strips, and I'll have one going down here and one going down here. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I think if I have to make a guess, I'll bet some people use different sheets on the top and the bottom and the sides maybe. But I think I'm going to leave it alone because I think I'm going to mount these. I just haven't decided if I'm going to do it on black or not. I may do that. But anyway, I'm going to start I'm going to cut this up. I'm going to cut my mat here, and I'm going to cut my papers to set on my black. And then we'll kind of see where we're at, see how my brain's working. All right, coming back soon. Okay, guys, another quick check-in here because I started to come on camera and then I thought, my God, it took me forever to mat all these photos because I did decide to mat every one of them in black. So it took me a little bit. I used scissors to do this on some of them, and y'all, I am not the most straightest scissor cutter. And so I feel like some of them are crooked and I'm going to have to either just ignore it or figure it out. But I got this matted. I did scuff the edges of it. I think I'm going to come along in here and use my fingers and kind of rough this up a little bit. But I did also cut this little guy. I'm going to organize that. And then this little guy. Although I'm going to trim that. That's a little too long. So that's where I am. I may come on now because I'm going to start gluing these down. I just knew that, frankly, watching somebody mat photos this many is not terribly interesting. So that's where we're at. So let me get to going on the rest of this stuff and making it pretty. Okay, gang, I have started gluing these things down like I told you a second ago. I'm going to go ahead and like rough these up here, and then I'll start gluing these down. I thought about putting foam under some of the you know, some of the pictures. So, the only one I ended up putting foam under is going to be the main, what I'm thinking of as the main 4x6, which that picture is of, let me kind of walk through the pictures here because you're going to watch me start gluing these down. And there's not really a lot to tell you as I'm gluing the pictures down about the layout. So I'll just kind of talk about the pictures. So the picture on the right, the main one that is the 4x6 that I mount up on foam, that's me and my husband. Okay, so we're at Big Bend National Park, which is in very, very South Texas. It's on the Rio Grande down there. It does take us, we're up from the Dallas area, so it took us about, I think it was like 9 hours to get down there. I have friends that live like in the UK and stuff, and when I talk about how long it takes to get places here in Texas, they kind of always get shocked, if I'm honest. I'm like, they're like 9 hours and you're still in the same state? I'm like, yeah, and that's not even like the longest drive you can make by any means. So anyway, it took us about 9 hours to get down there, but we're on the Rio Grande, so you can kind of see my husband and I have taken like this random selfie, and you can see the river down behind us. We're up on like a little cliff or something. And then the pictures that are kind of going from top to bottom in the horizontals over there, that's my mom and my stepdad, my bonus dad, at the sign. And then there's just kind of some cool landscape pictures that I've taken. Like, it's just beautiful, like rocky, kind of rough, mountainy kind of stuff. They're not mountains like Colorado by any stretch of the imagination. They're more like, you know, hills, I guess, really. But I think of them kind of mountainy. So the second one down is that. The third one down is actually a picture of my bonus dad's truck. And the whole reason we went there is he bought this truck, brand new truck, and I guess it had 4-wheel drive, and I don't know, he got it in his head he wanted to, you know, drive this truck over these trails or something. He'd done some research. I really don't know, because there was some, trails down there that you could drive on with these, 4-wheel drive vehicles and stuff, and they were real bumpy and all that kind of stuff. So he took that truck down there. So that's kind of what the point of the picture down, the third one down is. And then, of course, the bottom picture is my husband, my mom, and my bonus dad. They're kind of with the river in the background and like some cliffs and stuff. And then on the left-hand side over here is the top two pictures are me and my husband sticking our hand down in the Rio Grande River. Now, why we thought that was all that important, I'm not certain. But for whatever reason, we thought, we got to stick our hand down the river. And so that's that one. And then the circle pictures, honestly, they're just kind of pretty. I thought they were just kind of pretty views. I was real proud of my photo taken. I kind of got the little bush in the foreground on this one here. And I was proud because I got that with the little mountains in the background. So I was kind of proud of that. And then the same kind of thing with that bottom right picture. It's got this cool little, I don't know if that's a yucca plant. It's a real pointy plant. And I've got the pretty blue sky and the mountainy looking stuff and the rocks. And then the second picture to the left of the 4x6s, well, you can kind of see it. It's up on top at the moment. It's not on top. It's to the left right there. It's them standing there looking kind of down at the river and at the cliffs and stuff like that. And then the little small circles, again, just another view of the river. So I took a ton of pictures. So this layout was kind of perfect, if I'm honest. When I saw the sketch, I thought, oh my gosh, 11 pictures. I mean, do I ever take 11 pictures of the same exact thing? I wasn't certain. And then I remembered this trip and I thought, I know I took 1,000 of the view. So I go, yeah, I'm going to use that. And it worked out perfectly. So I'm pretty pleased. Now here's a little section over here. It calls for a journaling spot. And so I had that card. So I pulled out these two cards. There's the one over the top of the picture. Now, granted, the one on the sketch was more narrow than the 4x6, but I kind of like this little note card looking thing with the blue and the little, it says, the agenda for the day or whatever. I thought that was kind of cute. So I decided to use it. I went ahead and just embraced the width of it. And then this other one, I did have to kind of shrink it. So then I took my ink pen, my little black pen here, and just kind of finished up the border. It had like a little printed black border, and I went ahead and just finished it up. It's kind of like sun rays coming up out of it, and I really like that. So that is going to be my little journal spot over there. Now, y'all, my cat's watching, and honestly, right this moment, as I do this voiceover, she's kind of being a little brat right now. She's shoving her head on me, but if I touched her a certain kind of way right now, she's going to try to bite me. She's just that way sometimes. And sure enough, as I'm doing this layout, she's supervising, and in a minute, I'm going to start trying to pull out my ephemera, and she gets all up in it, and then she gets annoyed, and she bites me. So you're going to see her disappear in just a minute. Okay, so I decided the title is going to be Land of the Big Sky. You can kind of see in all these pictures, or not all of them, I guess not the ones where we're bent down on the river, but you can just see the expanse of the sky. And I kind of love that, if I'm honest. The big blue sky is it's lovely. And I just really enjoy it. So, I'm just calling it Land of the Blue, or excuse me, Big Sky. And I'll end up having, I put that big down and I'm going to put sky down. And I'm going to have to shift it over just a little bit in just a moment. So you'll see me lay this down, but I'm going to shift it in just a moment because I'm going to use the navy. And what I was kind of being inspired by here was that photo mat. So there's like a blue, like a navy blue flower on top of like a lighter blue, teal, or whatever color for the photo mat. And that's kind of what I went with the title. Now, the letters from the Big Sky is actually from a Hip Kit collection. It is not from Vicki Boutin, but it was the right color blue, so I was kind of happy with it. And then the little tiny foam letters is also not from the Vicki Boutin. I looked through like the black titles. I do like her black titles, the little thickers with that are kind of like rubbery, but it didn't have what I wanted. I kind of wanted to spell this out, so I'm going to do this in just a moment. Now, my little E at the end, I've used all the E's in these little navy blue letters, which kind of aggravates me a little bit because I still have quite a bit left. And I think, well, do I need to buy another set? I wish you could buy just vowels, you know, like Wheel of Fortune. Can you just buy the thicker letters and just buy the vowels? That would be a nice little accessory kit, y'all. I'm going to hopefully maybe one of these manufacturers will listen and make little side collections, you know, like little small sets that are just vowels or the more common letters, you know, your S's and your N's or something like that. That'd be nice. That'd be a real good idea, I think, at least in my mind. So anyway, yeah, I have to kind of Frankenstein my E here. This is where she starts kind of getting a little sassy in just a second. She's over here. Look at her. She's kind of ooching in. She wants to be all up in it, and she's going to get in trouble in just a minute. But for the moment, I'm trying to get my title down here. I do not actually end up using any mixed media. Y'all, this layout gets real full, though. When I get all the pictures and I start putting all the embellishments and stuff down, you'll see me that in a moment. I'm going to use my Nuvo glue because I realized I had forgotten. Well, I didn't really, I guess I did forget. I didn't glue that card down before I started putting the title over the top of it. And I go, oh, shoot, I haven't glued that down. So I use my Nuvo glue. You can kind of see now she's starting to see. You might can see, might not can see, but she's kind of ooching. And when my hands kind of start reaching for the ephemera, that's when she kind of reaches down and just nips me. And I go, nope, you're getting down. So she's gone. Okay, so here is where I have pulled out the various pieces of embellishment stuff that I'm pretty sure I'm going to use. I love this little, I don't know if that's a forget-me-not. Y'all, I'm no flower person, so if that's the wrong flower, y'all just forgive me. But I like a little forget-me-not. It's coming up. The sketch called for like additional circles and stars and things, and I kind of do some circles kind of with these flowers. I do introduce stars in a minute, but some of it I'm just adding things, you know. I just thought certain things look kind of pretty, so I just add them. This little green, I couldn't even tell you what that is, some kind of flower. He goes in there. I think I'll pull out this little here and now in just a moment and put, yep, there it is. I put that on top of these photos. Technically, that left-handed one, it didn't call for that really, but I kind of liked it. It added the blue in that upper left corner that kind of it's kind of opposite, like the blue on the right-hand side of the layout over there with the title and stuff. So I kind of liked adding that blue over there. And then I'm just going to kind of take these flowers and kind of put these where the circles kind of were, right? If you imagine. I just thought they were real pretty. So I'm going to take and put those in there. I don't really do any foam under those. I've also pulled out, and you'll see in a minute on the little wax paper up there, I've got some stickery things, right? So I've got this, love this is a round circle piece. It goes down there. I've got other little arrows. I do have this little foam letter or foam phrase that says take a walk. And I thought that was kind of neat because we did go hiking. It was a warm day though. I'm not going to lie. My bonus dad, we did one walk and he goes, I'm not doing that again. He said, I'm staying in the truck. But we did walk out to the river. That's the one he did do. We went out to the river and my husband actually climbed up in this cave thing. I don't know how he got up there, to be honest with you. And he probably shouldn't have done it because who knows what would have been in there. But he did it anyway. He has to do all the things that are adventurous, right? So he climbed up in some cave thing. But I'd found the little phrases that says take a walk. And then I had another one that says awesome. And then there's some little chipboard phrases I found that said the world's is full of beautiful things. And then there was epic. And again, at this point, I'm not even looking at the sketch, y'all, so I'm not even 100% sure if I've got these in the same spot they had the embellishments, but I put them there anyways. I take these little arrows, and I just kind of point them at various pictures. The 19 on the card you see right there, that is the year we went, so that's to represent the date, basically. And here's where I'm deciding, okay, I knew there was flowers. I knew there was stars on the sketch, so I'm pulling out these little gold stars and putting these kind of around. Again, I'm not even looking at the sketch other than I just remembered there was stars and I thought, you know what, I can use some of these guys. So they're just kind of going around on the various little pieces here. I'm trying to think if I do anything else really. I think I'm looking to see what am I doing, y'all? I'm going to end up journaling on that card over there, but I don't think I do it on... Oh, I'm taking foam. That's what I'm doing. I decided my little forget-me-not needed a little bit of foam underneath it, and then I add a little foam underneath my little circle plant thing up there, whatever that is. I don't know what that kind of plant deal is. I just kind of wanted a little dimension on it. I did that on purpose, actually. I remember when I glued it down, I only did the bottom parts because I thought to myself, I might want to put some foam up underneath there. So I did do that. I don't think I add it to the right-hand side, to be honest with you, because the picture's up on foam. So in my head, I'm kind of just, again, it's a little bit, not mirror image, but just kind of offering, you know, a balance to the other side, the dimension and stuff like that. So I'm doing that. And then, like I said, I'm going to end up journaling on that left-hand side down there. I'm going to add, it says, the sights in Big Bend were just stunningly beautiful, and we could see why Texas is land of the big sky. So I'll add that with a black pen. And then here is the layout, y'all. I'm going to do a little slow down so you can kind of see the pieces. I really enjoy this. I'm not going to lie. It kind of intimidated me at first because I was having trouble seeing the layers. But then once I got it started and going, I kind of got to seeing it again. But I actually really also like these black photo mats. That just makes it jump out to me. I really enjoy that. And I was able to use quite a few little embellishments and stuff too. So I loved it. It turned out great. So take a moment, take a look at the playlist below. I've actually started kind of trying to watch through it, and I'm not going to lie, there's already dozens and dozens of videos. So thank you so much if you've made it to mine. I really appreciate it because I know you got a lot to choose from. And make sure you check out tomorrow, and make sure you check out my Instagram. It's Scrapping Harden, and subscribe and all the good stuff. So y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. It's halfway through the month. We got a few more sketches to go here, obviously, and I'm going to try to get one up every day. And there's a couple of hops, too, so make sure you check those out. See you later. Bye.